Chip chip and good morning everyone. I'm Birdie, a primary school teacher by day and a cozy creative gamer in my free time. I love diving into games like The Sims where I can build, imagine and unwind. I'm very happy that you decided to join me here today. Welcome to a new speed build in my what I call Basic Bird save file series. In this save file I only use base game and the single pack that belongs to the world I'm working in. Nothing more, nothing less. So grab a snack, turn up the music and let's rebuild this world one lot at a time. In today's video I'm building in Mount Komorebi, which is the world that we got with the expansion pack Snowy Escape, and I'm building in the Senbemachi neighborhood, which is the traditional village surrounded by nature and the place where the Festival of Light takes place. If you look on the map, it's the neighborhood in the middle between the snowy mountain zone on the top and the more contemporary area on the bottom. And we are building on the lot called 641 Hanamigawa, which is a 20 by 15 lot. For this week's video I decided to build a starter home because as we are currently at the beginning of the new year of 2026 and therefore I thought a new year is the perfect opportunity to also start something fresh in The Sims 4, like a fresh save file or just a fresh new gameplay. So fresh new year means fresh new start in The Sims and therefore a fresh new starter home. And without any further ado, I wish you all a happy new year and I hope you had a great Christmas and celebrated the end of the year and also the New Year's Eve. For me personally, I am not a big celebrator of New Year's Eve because I'm not a fan of fireworks, because when I was little I had an unpleasant experience with some fireworks and therefore I was deeply scared by the loud noises they make, and since then I'm not really scared of fireworks, I would say, but I do have some respect for them and I don't like the loud booms they make, and I'm always afraid that something might fall on my head or something will burn around me, maybe the houses will burn due to the fireworks. But I do like the clean slate a new year offers, a clean slate to start fresh and new. So every year I write down some New Year's resolution for myself in order to lay the basis of a new successful year. And what about you? Do you have any New Year's resolution? For me, when it comes to building in The Sims, I would like to build more often and share it more consistent here on this channel. And one step into this direction is that my boyfriend recently installed The Sims 4 on the computer here in my office, so that this now becomes my Sims 4 building and editing PC, because before that I did record on my boyfriend's PC in the living room and then I connected it to this PC where I edited all the footage, and this was quite difficult, I think. So I could only use the PC in the living room when it wasn't occupied by my boyfriend, but he also likes to play video games, so he is often playing on the PC in the living room himself. So having my own PC in this office where I can build and edit whenever I like is much better. And maybe I can manage to upload a new speed build every 2 weeks and short in between, but we will see if I can manage to do so when life and works get more hectic. Apart from having New Year's resolutions for my channel, I also have some resolutions regarding my personal life. I would like to read more, eat healthier, exercise more, drink more water, and in general be healthy and be present, which also comes to the conclusion of staying calm and be zen. And then is also, so being zen is also the key word for this build, as I try to build a cozy and also affordable Japanese inspired starter home, which is perfect for Sims who love a calm, a zen, balanced and natural design and life. I managed to stay in the starter home budget for one sim straight from cast, which is around 20k. So the house costs under 20k and 1970.51 to be exact, which will leave your sim with 249 simoleons, but I believe the lot itself costs 200 simoleons. So you only have 49 simoleons left and you have to work your way up from there, or you could also move in 2 sims and then they have more money in their bank account, because every household member adds, I guess, around 200 simoleons or so to the household's budget. This week I decided to build in Mount Komorebi, first of all because I put all of the Sims 4 worlds into an order in which I want to build in them, and I categorized the worlds by seasons that are corresponding with the seasons I'm living in right now, which means in the Northern Hemisphere. And for me, Mount Komorebi is the world that combines winter and spring. And even though it is not really spring yet where I live, for me it is more logical to start the spring building season in The Sims 4 in January and then end it in April, and in May the building season of summer starts, and then autumn starts in September, and December is for the winter. I hope you understand my way of thinking here, but even though you don't understand, it doesn't really matter. Anyways, let's get back to the build itself. There's another reason why I decided to build in Mount Komorebi for the first video of 2026, and on this particular lot, it is because I found a beautiful inspiration picture on Pinterest. I will find it and I will put it up on the screen here for you just right now to see it. And I know it is an AI generated picture and you could argue whether or not you should use AI pictures, but this is a talk for another time. I thought that the house in the picture would fit perfectly on this lot here, and the landscaping you see in the picture also inspired me to try and recreate it here in The Sims. Speaking of landscaping, I'm currently working on the landscaping in the video footage, and I have to admit that landscaping is not my strong side and it is my least favorite thing to do in The Sims, because I think that I tend to overdo the landscaping and I tend to use way too many different shrubs and bushes, so it looks too messy and wild. And I think landscaping is something I should really improve, even though in the video it seems as if the landscaping came together really quickly. This was already my 4th attempt, but I did cut out the other ones, and I'm actually a little bit proud of the way the landscaping turned out in the 4th attempt. And I only used live edit and debug items to save money, because they are basically free and therefore ideal when you're building on a starter home budget. And one thing I find really helpful is if you have the Better Build By mod by Twisted Maxi installed, like I do, you can click Hide Maxes on the right, so only debug and live edit stuff will show up, so you do not get tempted to use anything that is pricey. And you can also see all of the free items the debug and live edit catalog has to offer. And speaking a little more about the way I landscaped and fenced in the whole building, for the fence I used a live edit fence that I found in the live edit menu, and this one is from Snowy Escape. But the only downside to it was that it was transparent on the other side if I used only one thing of this fence. So I had to merge in like 4 and rotate them 180 degrees in order to hide this transparency on the live edit fence. But I think in the end it turned out really nice, and I like the way it comes together with all of these bushes I placed around the whole lot. So right now I'm decorating a little Zen garden here on the side of the build, because I think having a Zen garden is something that is really common in Japanese gardens, or in gardens in Japan, I would say. And because the world of Mount Komorebi is mainly inspired by Japanese architecture and Japan in general, I thought it would be really nice to incorporate a Zen garden in this lot here as well. And I fenced in the Zen garden using a base game fence that is also from the live edit menu, and paired it with these stone statues that can also be found in the live edit menu. They are from the Snowy Escapes catalog, and I think they add a nice touch to the Zen garden because they have moss growing on them, and this looks quite realistic, I would say. Then we are finishing up the landscaping by doing some terrain paint, and after that we are going to start furnishing the inside of the house. Before we're starting the furnishing on the inside, let me tell you something about the floor plan of the house. So inside the house there is a ground floor and an upper floor. On the ground floor you walk in through the sunken entrance, which is quite common in Japanese houses. Then you're standing on a big hallway which has the stairs in front of you that are leading upstairs. On the left there is a guest/half bathroom which has a toilet and a sink in it, and if you turn right you are facing the living room, which has a sliding door that leads to the front porch, and in the back there's also a kitchen which has a little side exit to where the trash can is located. On the upstairs level there is a big landing space which then leads out through sliding doors to a tiny balcony. On the upstairs level there's also a bigger bathroom with a separated toilet, which is quite common in Japanese architecture, and you can also find the bedroom with an own balcony, and there's also an extra room which is not furnished, but you can use it as an office or a guest bedroom, or later if the sim that lives here decided to have kids, you can also turn it into a kid's bedroom. So there is space for a family of 3 or maybe even 4 if you have 2 kids in one room, if you want to play in this house. And now I already started furnishing the entrance hallway, and one thing I wanted to point out that you see right now, so I placed a lot of these windows which are also from Snowy Escape, and I paired them with the spandrels in order to make them look like these 4 sliding doors. And even though the placement of these windows is a little bit expensive, I think it looks quite nice, and it gave the whole house a Japanese style, I would say, because I looked at a lot of pictures when I was trying to furnish this house for inspiration, and in a lot of them in Japanese houses they have all of these sliding doors or sliding windows which have these rice paper in them, so it looks something like the sliding doors I try to incorporate here as well, and I think it looks really nice. And because we are working on a starter budget, there is really not much furnishing done, so we are almost at the end of the video, which means it's time for me to wrap up this voiceover. If you'd like to download this build, you can find it on the Sims 4 gallery under my ID simbirdie_YT, or you can also find it by searching the hashtags #simbirdie or #simbirdie_YT. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed spending some time with me today. If you have any questions or thoughts, feel free to drop them in the comments down below. I see you in the next video. Until then, take care, happy building, and enjoy the screenshots. Bye bye.